Okay, so yeah, so should we begin? We should begin, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, today's lesson will be about animals.
Animals.
So okay, Manr. So if I was to ask you, for example, yeah, what animals have you come across in your life?
Come across like I prefer it or
يعني
something
شفت
like this.
شفت.
Sure. Yes. A lot of animals, horses, buffaloes, and cows, cats, dogs, and birds.
Okay, so
Like
the
this.
cows.
House.
Yeah. Okay, cows. Yeah. And what would you say is a very common animal in Egypt?
Buffalo in the
Okay, a buffalo. Yeah, it's a common animal. And what do people use buffaloes for in Egypt?
for carrying something and maybe traveling between like a small village or like this.
Okay, so for commuting purposes, can you say this? Commuting purposes. Commuting, yani traveling. Yeah, for commuting purposes. Yeah, yeah. So any other kind of animal people use for traveling apart from buffaloes?
Horses.
Okay, horses. Yeah. Okay. And yeah. So is there any animal that scares you? Are you scared of any animal?
Yes, I have a phobia from cats.
Phobia from. Yeah, this is a mistake you're making. Phobia from, phobia of.
Yes, yeah, phobia of.
Yeah. And what can you explain? What makes you scared about this animal? Why do you have a phobia of it?
I don't know, but I don't like cats and maybe
Yeah. Can you
I don't know.
can you pronounce this word again, please?
Cat.
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 Yeah. You're speaking like heavy Egyptian. Yeah. You must be like a Brittani. Yeah. There's a cat. Have you got a cat? Have you got a cat? This is how they speak in Manchester. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
Yes.
talk to me about, yeah, but how does it make you feel? So if you see a cat, why do you feel in a bad way? Why does it change your mood?
I don't know the word, but when I see cats, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, so you can say, I cringe.
Cringe.
Yeah, cringe is like
Cringe.
you have a very uncomfortable feeling.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Any other animal? What other kind of animals scare you?
Scare. I can't hear clear.
Scare you? Which other kind of animal? Any other animal?
No,
How about a
I don't know.
snake or a spider?
Yes. Is this in a category of animals?
Of
I don't know.
course. Yeah, of course they're animals. Yeah.
Okay.
What do they scare you? How do you feel when you see them?
The same feeling. I think cringe.
Yeah. So if you saw a spider, are you scared of spiders?
Yes.
Yeah. So you have arachnophobia. Shift chat box. Arachnophobia.
Arachnophobia.
Yeah. Arachnophobia. Phobia means when you are scared. Yeah. Phobia means when you are scared. Arachnid. Arachnid is a spider. Arachnid. Yeah. An arachnid is a spider. Arachnophobia is to be scared of spiders. So why do you think so many people are scared of spiders? Is there a reason for this? What's the reason? Why do someone?
Because some species of spiders maybe when they pet anyone maybe caused a toxic or
Okay, so you can say many spiders are Venomous. Many spiders are venomous. Venomous. Venomous yani poisonous. Yeah, poisonous. Yeah. So imagine you find a spider in your apartment in 6th of October in your house. Yeah, what would you do in this situation?
I don't know, but maybe I leave. I will leave my place, and I didn't do anything.
Yeah, I will escape this asylum. I will leave this asylum.
Okay. Again, asylum.
Asylum. Yani asylum is like a place.
Asylum.
Yeah, where you are. Yeah, like a place that you are staying. Is this asylum? Yeah, I would leave this asylum. Yeah. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. So imagine that you had. Imagine you were to describe somebody as a snake. Yeah. What kind of personality characteristics does a snake have?
Okay. I don't understand exactly the question.
Yani huwa
Like
thaban.
people.
Yani huwa
Like
thaban.
people.
If he's a
Yes.
thaban, what kind of person is he?
Um. Um. Like indirect person. Maybe say good thing in face to face, and but
Yeah.
when I
Two-faced.
leave.
Two-faced. Or you can also say this word. Duplicitous. He is duplicitous.
Okay.
Yani duplicitous. Shuf chat box. Shuf the chat box.
Yes. Duplicitous.
Yeah. So for example, he says, okay, mashallah, Manr, you are a very good person. I like you. You're a good person. Yeah. بعد الواحد واحد يوم behind when you are not there يعني حضرتك ما في موجودة. Yeah. He says Manr is very bad.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's saying one thing to your face and behind your back he's saying bad things about you. Yeah. He's duplicitous.
Duplicitous. Okay.
Duplicitous. Yeah, two-faced, duplicitous. Yeah, okay. So, have you ever visited the zoo, Manr? What was your experience like with visiting the zoo?
Yes, I was visit the zoo.
I was visit. So,
visited.
yeah, verb in the past, visited. So, Manr, yeah, any word, any kalam that is an action word, and you are talking about qabl, you must change it. Visit, eat, sleep, jump. Yeah? If you're talking about a jumla in the past, visit becomes visited. Jump becomes jumped. Shout becomes shouted. Yeah? So you must change the word, the verb, yeah?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so can you talk to me about your experience of visiting the zoo?
I saw a lot of animals like monkeys and birds and special species from birds and elephants and giraffes.
Okay.
I saw a lot of animals.
A lot of animals, yeah, animal species, yeah. And who did you visit the zoo with? Did you go by with yourself or did you go with your friends or family?
I did go. I went. I went with my family, and because my sisters have two girls, and they went. They need to saw the zoo and animals.
They need to saw.
So
See. Yeah, they need to see the zoo. Yeah, okay. Okay, well done. So if you would like to have any kind of animal in your home as a pet, what kind of animal would you have?
I have already birds, a lot of birds, Australian birds.
Yeah, and why do you keep a pet? What's the reason?
I love to care about something like like this animal, and I wish to care of dog, but my mother didn't allow me.
Okay.
Okay.
Care for.
Yeah.
Care for, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very common mistake you're using of. You should use for.
Yes.
It is like in Arabic,
Mm.
le. Yeah, care le qalb. Yeah, care for the dog. Yeah. Yeah, care for the dog. Yeah, okay. Well done, yeah, okay. And very good. And some people out there, Manr, they treat animals in a very bad way. Do you know anything about this? Maybe in Egypt this has happened?
No, I don't.
So for example, there are some people, yeah, I have seen some utta, and they have no tail in Egypt, for example. Yeah, they have been
Not.
treated in a very bad way. What do you think about this? Why do people do this?
Yeah, I think anyone do this, maybe they need to go to hospital because they yeah,
So they're abusing animals. They're abusing animals.
abusing animals. Abusing animals like hit it or
Yeah,
cut
they're abusing
the
animals.
tile or like this.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, they're abusing animals. But why do people do this? And what should happen to people who behave in this kind of way?
I don't know. Uh,
Yani, Leish,
um,
why do people behave in this kind of why? There must be a reason why they're behaving in a bad way towards animals.
Many people have a violent um, I don't know. I don't know the word in English, but
They have what?
behavior, violent behavior.
Okay, so they have. Okay, they are showing immoral behavior. Yeah, showing immoral behavior. Immoral behavior. Yeah, yeah, it's not good. Yeah, immoral behavior. Yeah, they are showing immoral behavior. Okay. Well done, very good. Abusing animals, they're showing immoral behavior. Visitor. Okay, and what should happen to people who behave in this kind of way, Manr?
Mm. Um, um, uh, we should not to. We should um, um, like apply the law.
Okay, very good.
For
Yes,
them.
we should prosecute them. We should prosecute them.
Yes.
Prosecute them, yani maybe put them in jail or make them pay a fine. Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, prosecute them. So that's why in Britannia you'll be in big trouble. You'll be in prison. You'll be in jail. They'll put you in jail if you abuse animals. It's a big mushkila you'll be in. Yeah? They will prosecute you. You'll have to pay a fine, or maybe you'll have to go to jail. Yeah? Okay, well done.
Okay. Can I ask about something?
Yeah.
Can you let me about the source that I can use it to improve my vocabulary?
Talking with a native speaker.
Okay.
Yeah, there's one source. The words that you learned today is in the chat box. Yeah, I will send you them. Reading, watching American movies. There's hundreds of things you can do. A lot of things.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
It's all about effort if you want to make the effort. Okay. So, okay, Manr. So this task now, what I want you to do, I want you to listen. Yeah. So I want you to listen. Yeah, I want you to listen and complete the table.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's about dogs, horses, elephants, camels. Yeah. Yeah.
As the last column about I can't read the title of the last column. Yes, okay.
Okay. So Manr, you're going to listen, and then for each animal, yeah, you got to look at the reason why. So, for example, dogs. Why do they use dogs? Do they use it for protection, building, transport, or war? War, yani harb. Yeah. Horses. Yeah, listen. So, why do they use horses? Do they use it for protection? Do we use it for building? Elephants. Why do they use them for building? Camels. Why do we use them? Do you understand?
Yes.
Yeah. So you got to listen and then look at
Yeah.
each animal: dogs, horses, elephants, camels, and tick. Yeah, and then you have to look at why they are used: protection, building, transport, or war. Yeah.
Okay.
And then write it down or put a tick in the box. Yeah. Okay, we ready, Manr?
Yes.
Unit 1, 1.1.
Hello and welcome. Today's debate is on using animals for work. The first animal that was domesticated by humans is the dog. Even now, dogs are still used to protect our houses and keep us safe. Other domesticated animals, used for food, include sheep, cows and goats. The first donkeys were used by humans approximately 6,000 years ago in Egypt. Horses were domesticated 5,000 years ago in Europe and Asia. All these animals have been used to help human beings survive, either by providing food or by working for us. Horses, camels, elephants, they have all helped humans explore their land and transport goods from one place to another. But is this fair? What about animal rights? To argue for this issue today, we have Amy Johnson, an animal rights activist and writer. To argue against the issue is Dr. Jacob Kurian. Dr. Kurian is a professor of zoology, which is the scientific study of animals, and a writer of several books on animal welfare. You both have 2 minutes to introduce your point of view. Ms. Johnson, would you like to begin?
Thank you for inviting me to this debate. It's well known that animals have worked side by side with humans for thousands of years. In fact, they helped us develop our civilization and helped humans survive. Animals, like elephants and horses, were used to build amazing structures, like the pyramids in Egypt. Yet their hard work and suffering are hardly ever recognized. For example, horses, camels and elephants were used to transport armies and soldiers during wars, and many of these animals died in these wars. And there are other examples. Even now, dogs are used to pull sleds in cold climates, and elephants are used for logging. These animals work long hours and live in difficult conditions. However, they get very little reward. Humans just use them to their advantage. My main argument is that in the modern world there is no longer any need to use animals for work. We have technology that can replace them. It's similar to using children to work in factories. 200 years ago, factory owners got rich by using children. Nowadays, people still get rich by using animals to do work for them. The problem is that the animals have no one to represent them and protect their rights. Even though animals work hard for us, they are often abandoned when they get sick or too old to work. They suffer. In short, I strongly believe that using animals for work is an old-fashioned and cruel practice.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. Dr. Kurian, your introduction, please.
Thank you. It's true that animals have helped our civilization develop. Camels and horses helped us carry goods across huge distances. Dogs helped us hunt and protected us from wild animals. Humans don't have the skills or strength to do these jobs. I want to argue that in many developing countries, Poor people still need animals to survive. These are people who can't afford cars, house alarms, or expensive machines. Another point is that not all animal use is abuse. On the contrary, without humans, these domesticated animals would not have been able to survive. They need us to take care of them. There are many animal lovers around the world who work in animal shelters and help animals. There are laws that stop animal suffering. And people give a lot of money to animal charities and organisations that help save wildlife. At the same time, there are still millions of children in the world who don't get this kind of treatment. They go without food or clothing. I strongly believe that in a modern society, people often care more about animals than they do about poor people.
Thank you both for your arguments. Now, let's hear from our listeners.
Okay, Manr, did you manage to answer?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, dogs.
Protection in build.
Protection and building.
Horse building, transport, war.
Well done.
Elephant building, transport in war.
Yeah. Camels.
And camels in war. In the building.
Okay. Let's have a look. Okay. Okay, so for camels, they don't use dogs and camels for building, and they use dogs and camels for transport. So that should be here. Yes, Manr?
Yes.
Okay, not bad. It's okay.
Maybe I change the mark.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so what we'd like you to do here is talking about the threat to polar bears. Yeah, so fill the gaps, yeah? What human threat to polar bears? What people are doing to help polar bears? Yeah, so you listen to the audio and complete the table, yeah?
Okay.
(1.2)
Hello, and thank you all for coming. I know that you're all busy students, and I appreciate that you're here today. So, what do you think of when you hear the words climate change? You probably think about warmer temperatures, floods, droughts, huge storms, and maybe polar bears. That's what I'm going to talk about today. The polar bear and the human threats to this beautiful, powerful, majestic animal. It's widely known that polar bears are now an endangered species. There are only about 26,000 polar bears in the world today, and it's believed that most of them will be gone by 2050 if nothing changes. There are several threats to polar bears. The biggest threat is the loss of sea ice habitat. Climate change damages the sea ice which polar bears depend on for survival. The disappearing ice has several negative effects. For example, polar bears have problems searching for seals, their main source of food. Polar bears need to stand on ice to hunt for seals. So when there isn't enough ice, the bears become hungry. A second threat is contact between humans and polar bears. When the sea ice melts, polar bears have to spend more time on land. When polar bears go near towns, people sometimes kill the bears to protect themselves. A third human threat to polar bears is industrial development, such as oil production and shipping. As the ice disappears, the ocean is growing. This means more oil production in the Arctic and an increased threat of oil spills. Contact with oil will kill polar bears, and the oil ships are also dangerous to polar bears. However, there is good news. It may not be too late to save the polar bear. Here's what people are already doing. First, Arctic communities are trying to reduce contact between humans and polar bears. More lights in public places, electric fences, and warning plans when bears enter towns all help to protect both polar bears and humans. Second, governments have made laws which limit the amount of oil production in the Arctic. And environmental groups are creating plans to make Arctic shipping safer. Third, people are trying to stop climate change. And you can too. To help save polar bears, you should use less electricity and petrol. And you could tell government leaders your opinion about climate change. It might also be a good idea to get involved with organizations which are working to save polar bears. So, to summarize, the main threat to polar bears is loss of habitat due to climate change. Related threats are human contact and industrial development. If people don't make changes quickly, polar bears may disappear.
Okay, Manr, yeah?
Okay. Yes. Number two, contact between people spend more time inland.
Say this again. So human threat. Yeah.
Yes, contact between people by spend more time inland.
Okay, and number three?
Decrease the main source of food because of industrial development in slash oil shapes.
Okay, so can you say this word
Oil
for me
shapes.
again, please, Manr?
Okay, industrial development.
No. شفت هذا?
Decrease.
Okay, like a s, decrease, not z. Yeah,
Mhm.
okay. Okay, number four, go ahead.
Reduce contact between human and polar people.
Okay, number five.
Government save oil.
Okay, number six.
Trying to stop climate change by less electric and petrol. Electricity and petrol.
Yeah. Contact between people, spend more time on. Yeah. Reduce contact between humans and polar bears. Government save oil. Try and stop climate change by using it. Yeah. Industrial development contact. Okay, so more or less right, yeah? Just number three. It says industrial development.
Three, I said the main source of food and industrial development.
That's fine.
Oil shapes production.
That's fine. Good luck, man. Okay. Well done. Some good listening practice. Okay, Manr. So what to do? Go for a break for 10 minutes and then come back in 10 minutes time, yeah?
Penalty. The public can help out by refusing to buy products made from animals body parts, such as fur coats or crocodile's back. Governments can help to by making it against the law of hunt, fish, or trade in endangered species. They can also provide funding for animal san, san, san,
Sanctuaries?
I-
Sanctuaries?
sanctuaries and zoos. These protect animals from extinction by breeding more endangered animals, which can later be released into the wild. If we all cooperate by taking these steps, we will protect our planet so that our children and their children can enjoy it too.
Okay, can you pronounce the 2 words that are circled?
Farmers
Yeah. And the next?
penalty.
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 Yeah, well done. Okay. So what I'd like you to do, Mara, quickly just fill the gaps using the words in green.
Okay. Chemical. Okay, the black rhino is one of the most endangered animal. Okay, there are 3 species of bears. Dangerous chemical.
Okay.
Smoke from factories can destroy.
Yeah.
Protect, number 5. A few people visited. Due to, number 6. I don't like those in their natural environment.
And the last one.
Many organizations are working to protect.
Okay. So let's have a look. You have been studying at home, Manr?
What?
You have been studying English at home?
Yes.
You are making less and less mistakes from the first time.
Yes.
Which is good. So number 1, you said endangered, yeah? Number 2, you said species.
Species, yes.
Yeah. Number 3, you said chemicals. Number 4, you said pollutants.
Pollute.
Right. I don't. Number 5, you said protect.
Destroy.
Destroy.
No, not destroy. Yes, destroy.
Okay, future visitors last week's number 6. Due to. Yeah. Due to.
Yes. Due to a lot of R's I can see. I don't like it. Prefer their natural. Yes. Many organize protect.
Yeah. Just
Yes.
number 4 and 5. So 4, you said pollute. No, you didn't use pollute.
Pollute. Yes.
And number 5, you use protect, and it's destroy.
Okay. I said the smoke from factories can pollute the air.
Pollute the air. Okay, I think you just got one wrong. Okay, Manr. Okay.
Okay.
Well done. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to hand you over to Lamia. Is that okay? Yeah.
Okay. I'm fine.
Okay, so okay, Manr, today I have to tell you the language development part is really, really important and very close to the IELTS writing part 1. Okay, so for the IELTS exam, you know that you've got 2 types of writing, part 1 and part 2. For part 1, you're gonna have like a graph or a diagram or a pie graph, okay? And you're going to translate what's in this drawing, like any kind of data, dates, you know, what is happening into words, okay? You're gonna have a limited number of words and you have to use certain vocabulary, okay? So as I told you, when they're going to actually, the way they check this writing is they scan your writing first, searching for these words, okay? If you got them there, then you get a mark for this. And then they read the details. Did you actually manage to translate what's in this graph or diagram into words in a correct way and, you know, used really good connections and you did not like lose the idea or you did not like, you know, speak about one part and you did not connect the idea together. So this is the thing. So today, let me share with you the language development part. Okay. So this was not like planned, but the collocation with temperature. Okay. Now, the topic is temperature. Okay. And we will be also looking at a graph and we'll be trying to kind of describe what is happening in this graph. Okay. So
okay, I can see because I am from mobile. Can
okay,
you?
okay, no problem, no problem. So yeah, yeah, the collocation basically is like, you know, it's like, you know, the arrangement of the temperature. Okay, let's have a look. So we've got 2 types of graphs, graph A and graph B. So I want you, Manr, to look at graph A and B and circle the correct word that completes the sentences from 1 to 4.
Okay, I can see.
You can't? Okay, let's zoom in.
Okay, it's a good now.
Okay.
Again, question, please.
Yeah, so right now, I'd like you to look at graph A and graph B and circle the correct word that completes the sentences, which is about these 2 graphs. Like, for example, in July, there are high or low temperature. So you look at the 2 graphs and...
Yes. Okay, I got it. In July, there are high temperature.
Okay, in July, there are high temperatures. Perfect.
In December, there are low temperature.
Okay, good job.
The maximum or minimum temperature in the maximum temperature in 32 degrees Celsius in July. 1 December, minimum temperature in...
Can you read the full sentence?
Okay, the minimum temperature is 1 degree Celsius in December.
Thank you. Celsius.
Okay. Celsius.
Celsius.
Celsius?
Yes.
Celsius.
Celsius.
Okay. Okay. I will try to pronounce it. Yes, sir.
Celsius. No problem. Right.
Celsius.
So yeah, describing a graph. Now, as I told you, there are certain words that should be used when you're describing a graph. Today's graph, for example, is about temperature. And these sentences are just an example of how can you actually translate the information which is in a graph into sentences. Okay. And for example, there will be so many graphs that will, you'll find, like for example, the one that I had in my exam, it was about the speed of the wind and the power that it produces, on my year. But it could be about anything. Okay. So there are certain words or phrases that talks or addresses that you should use when you're using a graph. Okay, like the verbs rise, drop, fall, and reach. Okay, and also some nouns like increase. There was an increase. There was a decrease. Okay, that describe changes in the graph. Okay.
Okay.
Pay attention also that increase and decrease could be used as verbs. So you can say the temperature increased at this time. And we can also say there was an increase in the temperature at this time. Okay. And there is another word that I want you to know. Okay. Just a second. Okay. So, okay, we talk about increase, decrease. How about if the graph went like this? There was no change. So how can I say
constant?
Constant. Okay, that's a good word. And there is another word that you'll find it always with the Celta. You find it always in the Celta videos. I think it's a French word. It's not an English word.
Plateau?
Yes, plateau. So there was a plateau. Okay, there was a plateau. That means like it did not increase or decrease. Okay, it just stayed the same. Okay. So basically, yeah, these are the main verbs. And today, tomorrow with the feedback, inshallah, I'm going to send you a really, really, really important video on the first part of the writing task in IELTS.
Okay.
It's amazing. She's going to mention these vocabulary words as well. And she's going to give you some tips on how can you actually translate these data. Okay? And she's also going to differentiate between what is a pie graph, what is a diagram, and what is a graph. Okay?
Okay.
So that'll be good. So yeah. Now for this exercise, Manr, I'd like you to match the sentences from 1 to 6 to the correct graph. Okay? So we've got graph A and B. Okay? On the top here. And these sentences, I would like you to match the sentence with the graph. So you can read the sentence and then I'm going to move up so that you can see the graph. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So could you read the first sentence?
Yes. I read the first only or all sentence?
You can read the first now and we can check up.
Okay, the graph shows an increase in temperature. Graph A.
Job. How about number
Okay.
2?
And number 2, decrease in temperature. Graph B.
Yes, good job.
Okay, the temperature rises to 32 degrees Celsius. I think in graph A.
Graph A. Okay, good job.
Yes.
And number
Okay.
4.
The temperature drops to 1 degree Celsius in graph B.
Job.
Okay, and the same in 5 falls to 1 degree Celsius, graph B,
Yes.
and the temperature reaches 32 degrees Celsius in graph A.
Yes. Okay. Perfect, Manr. Great job. Okay. All right. So we're gonna use we're gonna complete these 2 statements, okay, with the bold words in exercise 2. So which words were in bold? Increase, decrease, rises, drops, falls, and reaches. Okay.
Okay.
So we're gonna use them in these 2 sentences over here.
Okay. Increase in temperature rises in the reaches.
And reaches. Okay.
Use in decrease falls in the I can't remember second words.
Let's see.
Okay, drops.
Okay. And falls. Good job. Amazing. Perfect. Manr, good job. All right. So looking at the graphs from 1 to 4 over here, we're going to read the sentences and choose the correct word or the correct word.
Okay. The graph shows an increase and decrease in temperature. In April, in temperature reaches fall. Okay.
Yeah, you choose the word.
Yes, okay. In April, the temperature reaches and falls to A. Number 1, A. The graph shows.
Number 1, A. Good job.
Yes, A. Number 2.
And you should also choose the word, not just the sentence.
The word, okay.
Okay.
The graph shows an increase in temperature.
Increase, which is A. Yeah.
2. The graph shows an increase in temperature. Oops, rise. Okay, B. At 3 o'clock, the temperature drops to number 3.
Sorry. So basically, number 1, we answer both A and B. And number 2, we answer both A and B. What we need to do is just circle the correct word.
Yeah, okay.
Great. Let's go on number 2. So what do you think the answer is for A?
For A, decrease in temperature.
Amazing. And B?
Okay. Number 3, decrease in temperature, and falls too.
we need to answer number 2B.
2B. Yes, I said it before.
What did you say?
I said it before. I said it.
Okay, so what was your answer?
In 2B. And drops and decrease.
Okay, perfect. Yes. Okay, now we are on track. Okay.
Okay. 3. The graph shows. Answer B. In the decrease in the falls to 30 degrees Celsius.
To falls, number B.
Yes.
Okay, how about A?
Decrease.
So we've got decrease and falls too. Perfect. And the last one?
4. Increase in temperature in December. B. In December the temperature rises to 7 degrees Celsius, and the graph shows on increase in temperature.
Okay, so we've got increase and actually rises. In December. Goes up. Okay, perfect. Good job, Manr. All right, that's amazing. So as I said, these kind of sentences you are definitely 100% you are going to use when you're writing the first writing text, okay, in the IELTS, the first part in IELTS, okay. And I also want you to send me first the first writing that we
yes. I will send
take your
the
time.
Assignments.
Yeah, and then
I finished it. I finished it yesterday, but I have a problem in my laptop. I can't connect Wi-Fi in my laptop, so I will try to solve this problem after the session.
Okay, great. That would be great. Okay, so yeah. After we're done with the first, with the second writing practice, I'm gonna start giving you assignments for the first reading. Like for example, I'm gonna give you a diagram, a graph, and then you can start writing. Okay, and as I said again, the video that we are gonna send with this feedback is really, really important. It's basically, it's got everything you need to know about writing the first part in the IELTS. Okay.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. I demand from you in the last session before this to put some words in
yeah, you told me bison
in
and
sentences.
Then, yeah, the second word, what was it?
Not bison. Bison. You told me this animal, and you show me the picture of this animal, and datum and data. The difference between datum and data.
Okay.
And
I remember that, and then I was like, I forgot what was the words, and I went back to the chat box. I couldn't find it because the chat box is it's after you close, it's being deleted. Can you send them to me on Messenger right now?
Okay.
Once we close the session, right away.
Okay.
Was it clear today how to use collocation that is associated with using a graph, a diagram, or stuff like that?
Yes. I hope in IELTS task
it would be like this.
Maybe like this.
I wish. They usually compare two things with each other. Like for example, the speed of the wind and the energy produced. Okay. like something like this. But it's not hard. It's inshallah, it's not gonna be
I hope.
inshallah. Okay, Manan,
Thank you.
of course, and we're gonna send you the feedback, inshallah, with the assignments, and again with the video like this one. And I'm gonna send you an assignment that has got some of these words and some other words that you can also use when you're describing a graph that you can,
Okay.
you know, add to your dictionary and word bank.
Okay.
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 Right.
Thank
Manan,
you.
do you have any questions?
Thank you.
Of course. Okay. We hope you have a lovely day, and we'll see you again, inshallah.
Inshallah. Bye bye.